our next piece is absolutely clearly the newest piece in the City Band library. The next piece was composed specifically for the City Band. There's a gentleman by the name of Bann. Stan and his wife, Sherry, have been coming up from the Twin Cities to do some camping at Burlington Bay for years and years and years and years. They started showing up for City Band concerts, and then they started showing up for City Band concerts with their instruments. Stan's a trombone player, Sherry's a clarinet player. And Stan's also a composer. He gets paid money to do this, a real live living composer. So a few people in the City Band approached Stan and said, would you consider writing a piece of music for this City Band? And he said, I would love to. And he didn't even say he'd require any money for it. I mean, we're going to give him something. It's a really nice piece. It's worth it. But what he came up with is a piece by the title of Beacons and Bays, a Two Harbors Portrait. And so it kind of ties in with tonight being the relighting and rededication of the beacon of the Two Harbors Lighthouse. And Stan directed this piece a couple of weeks ago when he was here. So I got to play with the composer conducting, but now it's my turn to conduct, but sadly the composer's not here to play. But a few notes that Stan wrote about this piece. He says, I approached writing this piece as I would writing a heroic film score, and he does film scores. I wanted it to reflect the strength, the warmth, and positive welcoming nature of Two Harbors residents. The commitment to preserving the lighthouse and serving others is also another element in my approach. Through the piece, you'll hear little chunks that suggest things that you might see in real life. At the very beginning, there's something he describes as ripples on the water, or the mechanism of the lighthouse. So there's a little bit of this mechanism sound almost throughout the whole song. It's a little bit later, you'll hear waves. And toward the end, he had to put in some church bells, because you spend a day or a week at the campground, and you know a couple times a day it's always church bell time, and they're in there. And they're in this piece too. So this is not the world premiere, but my first chance to conduct Of Beacons and Bays, a Two Harbors Portrait. thank you to Stan Bann for that beautiful piece.